As promised, we're going to talk about Dumpling. We're going to talk a little bit about Prepped, but really get into some Dumpling. I got a lot of screenshots for you guys. We're going to talk about this Colorado rideshare thing they're trying to do. And we are going to talk about Uber Eats raising the business partners fees for the first time like in 10 years. Like, even though they do tricky stuff, we'll get into it. A situation I had today that involved a dog, 2 different police officers, and just what a day, what a week. You guys will be like just on the other side. Thank you.
Well, midnight headlight, blindly on a rainy night, Steve laid up ahead, slow me down and making no time. Gotta keep on rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out the tempo, breaking from the rhythm with the song on the radio. I gotta keep on rolling. I'm driving my life away.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Thursday Night Live. Here with Shawn again. Shawn's gonna be with us all month on Thursdays. And as we said last week, I don't even think we talked about it much. We said we could talk about hours every Thursday about Waymo. I don't even think we touched on it last week. If we did, I don't even remember. But I think we did pretty good. And like this week, we have a pretty full docket too. We'll pick up where we left off. But Shawn, what's up? How you been?
Man, I'm doing well. It's been a crazy last couple days. As you know, we've had a lot of behind the scenes conversations going on. So I got a lot of but these are great things that are going to happen for me. So guys are going to be able to do a lot more and have a better voice for the drivers. And y'all figure out what that means as this kind of develops and goes along. So I'm excited, guys.
You and I are going to do Kim and I did a few of these for Legal Rideshare. We're going to do a reaction video for them next week on their Friday drop. I just told them we would. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, perfect. Let's do it. That'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy to. I was like, yeah. So
no.
I did want to look on here. I don't know if it's all caught up, but let's see what's up here. What's up, Traveler? What's up, Derek? What's up, Gigan? How you been, man? Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, Sue? What's up, awesome Amy? And Mr. OG Shawn White. Dude, that guy is the best Boston voice I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, you got to go catch this guy. He's got that Northeast, and he's just got it down.
That's awesome.
What's up, Chris Taylor? No hat. No, he is bringing driverless semis. Oh boy, man. We talked about that years ago.
Amy.
I did. Oh
no, I said I got to. I'd be in trouble otherwise.
I'll make sure we hit on that for next week, because Tom Kelly and I talked about that 3-4 years ago in depth for like 3 episodes in a row of Driver Nation, the trucking show. And we exposed so much that of just, we talk about fake. That's the most fake thing there is. Driverless semis is just, it's done on a barren road when they do their props. They close the road off. I mean, literally, there's no infrastructure. There's no highway. They can't share roads. It's so fake. It's fake. It makes fake look fake.
Well, I mean, come on, even Alon gave up on that idea. You know,
but I mean, Chris bringing it up. Chris sends me a lot of articles. He's in Arizona and Mesa, and he knows a lot of like the stuff we talk about. He knows I hate all the robots. He knows he's been around for a while and stuff. And so the fact that they're even putting that out there, and again, I mean, good that he brought it up, because we will talk about it. I'll get it for next week. But to be honest, we've been down that road. That one, I'm surprised investors even get sold on. That one seems like an easy, dude. Like, wouldn't you? I don't get it. I mean, I know why, but that one would seem easy. Like, well, dude, there's no infrastructure. I mean, the highway infrastructure needed for some of this.
You talk about range anxiety because truck drivers just can't stop every few miles and go, oh, I'm going to go charge here now. And I mean, they have very strict limitations about how and when they can drive. What happens if they're at their 10-hour max for the day, and then all of a sudden, I got to go drive another hour to be able to get to a charging station. It's not going to work.
Right. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you do like ride-alongs and stuff, and you want to hear this guy's like just a great Boston voice, check him out. He's not new, but newer channel. And I know if I'm right, he's close to 1,000. I always like to pump that stuff up, man. When now if I hated the guy, I wouldn't have done that. But like, I don't hate people, but I mean, I don't know. I've been on it a couple times, so I like the vibe on it. So if you like ride-alongs, people doing the work, and I think those are like, I mean, they're good if they're good. That's how I view it.
Right.
Some of those are not good for me anyway. To each his own.
Right.
But I like the more chill communities like Shawn's and John's. But anyway, back to it. I got to show you guys something. This is no joke. You are literally, I swear I didn't make this up with AI. This is a real company. You're going to be able to go look at it after. No, even you, Shawn, I'm not kidding. I'm totally not kidding, dude. Like,
yeah,
I swear. This is because it's important. This is so messed up. This is real. And I'll put the link, actually. I can get it while the video is playing. I'll put it to a Substack that somebody runs that I know. This article is very real. This is the new delivery robot. I mean, nothing to be worried about, but you guys got to see this thing. It is crazy. %, swear that's a real company. That's a real ad.
Billy.
They made the video drop 2 days ago, and it's something about I can't remember here. Let me see if it says exactly like what the way it was tagged.
It's tagged
as the delivery robot with arms and hands.
It looks like somebody took a MacBook, an old MacBook, put some wheels on it. Then they took an Igloo cooler, and then they made a giant mini Lego figure and made a freaking delivery robot with this damn thing.
Now you know why I had to preface that, because here's a couple things. It was so stupid. It almost looks like I would have made that in AI. You guys know me.
It
I
looks
was like,
AI.
But it really,
I think
I swear,
it is AI. I think
like,
the concept
at
is
this
AI.
point, you guys know me. If I do that kind of thing, I always tell you after, like, I gotcha. I'm telling you, this is real. The article's real. So it's and Gridwise is keeping analytics on it. So the guy or the lady who got me the interview with Ryan Green, which is the April 20th, I believe. Yeah, I'm just pulling it up. I think this is Monday. If April 20th is a Monday, this is it. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, by the way, Newbility, for those that don't know, Shawn will know, you're familiar with Olo. Even though we don't have it here, Olo is a rideshare company.
Right. Yep.
Newbility is like a sister company of its. So this is tied to Olo, and now it might make more sense too. It kind of has that Olo Yes,
feel to it, right?
so-
And it's missing the clown nose. That's all I got to say.
I know, and I knew everybody was gonna. I mean, like Sue, no way. Traveler, no way. Um, it's just it's too crazy to, because I know they were thinking like, oh, he made this. I didn't make this. This is for real. Like that's. I don't even see the scope of it. I also just pulled up a couple others too because again, these are not jokes. There's 5 images. I'm going to just whip through them here, and then one of them is funny, and you guys will easily be able to tell which one that is. The others are real. Look at this, Domino's. This is very real. Domino's is building these to keep them hot, and it raises up out of the top. You pull them out. This is the stupidest idea ever. So it's going to be heated on top of it. That won't be a problem, I'm sure. We all know about the Dot, that like looks like that Flintstones car. Only when I got a Flintstones car for my son Max from Toys R Us, it was like $20. This thing's like 110 grand. Big difference. And then we have this stupid thing, which I don't even get. This is somehow multiple food orders. To me, like, I don't know. It just looks dumb. It looks cheap. It looks like I'm going to break it apart. This thing costs 50 grand plus each one. I don't get these.
It looks like something
this.
I would pass my bag through at the TSA.
Okay, look, guys. Honestly, look how stupid this looks. I don't even think this looks up to date, and it is. What do you think this costs?
That's an RC car base, just a regular RC car.
No, it really is. No, it really is. No, it's real.
No, I believe you.
No, but these are like $32,000 for this piece of crap right here. Who's paying that? Like the only thing that was funny to me of all these was this one. Because when I saw this, look, the arm coming out of it, you guys, if you don't know The Onion, I don't even know if it's still, I mean, it is online, but I love The Onion. But like,
it's not like it used to be.
Okay, when I saw this, I started thinking about, dude, people are going to put kids in these.
Then they don't even have to go to the fire station to get rid of their kid anymore.
No, you just have it delivered.
Have her deliver it.
Or and this guy for drugs, he's got the all-terrain vehicle wheels. Like these, I don't know. I literally was watching some of what came out of the mobility show that just happened, and there are like 70 companies already out, like doing these now, like that are or will be out in the next 3 months. Now they don't have a ton. They just have some, and they're hitting different things. But I've seen all the way these look. They look so stupid. They're trash. They're just trash.
Right. With the one that you had with the arm hanging out of it, there may be a resurgence of the mob now because they have a new disposal unit for, they can be the cleanup robots.
Yeah, but where are you sending it? Because somebody's going to pull it out.
I mean, I know it's a special demographic that, that would use this. I mean, serial killers. I think you're missing a market, Steve.
Well, and so before I get into, because I loaded them all up for you guys, so I'm ready. But before I get into the dumpling thing, I wanted to show you this. I'm only going to play the first part, and then we're going to play that in just that other 40-second video. That's all we really got for tonight for videos. But I wanted to show you guys this because we talked about this last week. Let me get this thing off. We talked about this last week about the delivery robot crossing the police line in the video, remember? So like, and that was recent. Like it passes like 60 cops, that delivery robot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's from this year. This is from 2021. And I'm being very serious right now. Listen, if you're a police officer, somehow you're scrolling across and you're watching this, please take this back to your command because we're just going to show the little portion of each of these so you guys remember, but they really are still like, okay, so there's going to be a 5 to 6 year gap in between these videos with this one first.
Who's this guy? What? fun looking at it remotely.
What if there's a bomb?
Yeah. I was thinking, you know, we're all thinking.
Boom.
If I walked through there with a big bag, they would have tackled me and shot me in the face.
Right. And there was the one guy, probably a detective that was in the polo shirt. He was kind of like trying to motion it through.
And again, I don't know if everybody picked up on this, but as you're watching that video, it's when it's standing there after it's under the police tape across the road, it's looking for its path, but it's looking at all those cops and it's doing this really quick and it still went through. So it's seeing all these people with guns. Right. And it's like, how do I navigate this? Like,
and how compliant they are with getting out of its way. The damn thing's interfering with, a police operation, but they're compliantly, making a hole.
Again, dude, I mean, any one of those cops should have kicked it over. You heard the guy even on the video say, what if there was a bomb? Exactly, right. Dude. That is a big issue. Right. So, and then this is, again, we played it last week, but it's short. So this is this year. So this is 6 years later, and they're still not. I mean, I don't know. Listen, we're not a political show. And I'm not even, I don't care about where your politics fall, but right now everybody's, even if you're like, I don't watch the news, everybody's aware, right? There's a lot going on in the world right now. Right. And we at home need to be very careful in public settings. I would think this is like, Absolutely. This is reason enough to put they never should have, I don't even know what kind of permits they actually have as opposed to the Waymas, but like they need a temporary pause on all this crap for this reason alone. I watch these and I'm like, I could see a million things go wrong.
But here's the thing. We got things that are running around that are 6,000 pounds hauling people around that do the same stupid thing and they're not stopping them. So there's no way they're going to stop those little, bombs on wheels.
Or start writing them $50,000 tickets a piece, say until things are a little different, until you got your technology down, you can't run them. And if you do, we're gonna confiscate and charge you $50,000. Like, don't make it a slap on the wrist.
Right, gonna impound your little dot, whatever that thing, whatever they're called, and you can pay the impound fees, get it back, and pay your fine.
Yeah, in cities, if you guys want some ideas, like you guys could round them up. You could round up all these robots and every Friday night, I know pay-per-view isn't a thing, but there are ways to do that, right? So do a pay-per-view every night or every Friday for gig workers where you throw them into an incinerator. I'd pay. I'll pay to watch that. And that helps the city. So I think I saw something in here I wanted to address. Long time no see. Okay. This is Ryan in Austin, right? Yeah. Okay.
Can you change his profile picture for us?
Yeah, dude, is that a Black Hawk?
Yes, it was a Black Hawk.
Oh my God.
Jeez, I think we found something else we agree on, Steve.
Chris
At
got
least hockey
the
wise.
you won the free delivered catering bags. He already ripped one.
Now I'm
know,
afraid
dude.
to use mine.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with them, man. Like I said, the zipper and
They're fragile.
yeah, they're fragile. But okay, so let's walk through Dumpling, and I got it pretty organized for you guys too. I think. Let's walk through this because this is where we left off. I don't even know if you guys have questions on Prepped. Go ahead and ask them. I looked up the general stuff, but you can just go to Prepped Vacations after we do this Dumpling thing and after the live if you want to learn more about that. That is what the new project of Dumpling, which is super interesting. So we'll say a few things, but let me see. Oh, how'd that get in there? But seriously, dude, 59 reviews.
59 reviews.
Well, a lot of them are clients too. A client can't review you multiple times, just once. But okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I didn't really know where to start. So I thought I moved around a little bit here. So here's what I did. I started with schedule. You can turn this feature off. Now remember, for those of you going, wait, what's going on? This is Dumpling. This is get your own clients, set your own prices, do grocery delivery, and other things. We've talked about this. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns on the audio podcast or on this, whatever, Steve at ridesharerodeo.com. Happy to help you out. But I still use schedule. It has the ability to just turn it off now. You can also put when you're on vacation. But what this does is it allows somebody to grab slots that I have open, but all of my customers know that, like, if you say if you were to grab the early morning tomorrow slot and if it was still open, it means that you're wanting it as quick as possible. I've told them it doesn't mean I'm going to do it then. So, I mean, like, I have the keys when I need them, and they don't mind if I leave it on the. So, bottom line is, like, I just kind of let them know. They just, it's more like, how quick do you want it? Because if they're like, well, tomorrow morning, and then they text me and stuff too. But you can do this; you don't have to. And then we move to, oh wait, that should be not there. Sorry.
Get in the zone.
Right, but hold on. Okay. Oh wait, yeah, it should. So I didn't get the screenshot before this one. Sorry. So see where AutoZone is in this list of these are the ones I provide, by the way, right now. And then I have more too.
Yeah.
9 page when you're in the app or on the website. You have your own portal on the website. But so you can see that AutoZone's on there. I forgot to take the one where it's just where it didn't have AutoZone on there. But I added it today because I meant to do it anyway. So I put it in there. So I go into AutoZone and it gives you right away. This is what it does. So you touch AutoZone and it tells you what it thinks you should do. And it has some AI in there now too, but it's very basic. It's not overhand. It's not over ridiculous. It actually just suggests, even though I normally do percentage of groceries and things like that, it actually, this is the first time I've seen it do this. It's suggested flat rate.
So it's an AI agent that's helpful for the delivery people, not going against the delivery people like we're accustomed to.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get. I got a few examples. I even got one of the ones that I had 3 shops, like I've talked about, in one day. I can show the date on everything, so you guys are gonna see that was all done on one day and how it was done. But I was just surprised that it suggested a flat rate. I figured it was because it was automotive, and I also figured most likely, unless the person's a total ass, they've called the AutoZone because this isn't an app. This isn't like other apps. They could call the AutoZone and say, "Hey, I got a guy coming in to pick this up. I need this, and the guy boxes it all up. And so when I come in, it's just kind of like, here it is. Like, I don't think I'm shopping at AutoZone. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he's going to be like, get me a steering wheel cover. Like, okay. What if you hate it? Like,
I'm gonna have somebody I know go order a pink steering wheel cover from you, Steve.
But it also, yeah. So anyway, so here's what happens when you do click. If you see up here, you can see add, right? So when you click add, it does this, and it goes alphabetical. It has like thousands in there. So you can do find a service so that you don't have to scroll all the A's and all this shit forever, because I mean it's forever. And so, but you can type in what you're looking to add, Like, so look, so, and by the way, like you can add, Applebee's, BJ's, you can add Arby's, you can add, Chipotle, and you can do catering. Somebody was asking
But
about
you get,
catering
but
and where the
they don't have
contract
them.
is.
Right. They don't have them broke down by category though, where like if I want to not, if I
No,
want to
so but
exclude
so this
grocery
is what you
stores.
no, so this is what you do. You literally type in what you want, right? Like, okay, I need
Right.
Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A would come up.
Yeah.
But like if you typed in Tom's Butchery and it doesn't recognize it, then you just manually enter it. These are the ones that actually will show. What they do is they show, just like the grocery stores, they have the store in the app for the customer. However, the customer has to get the receipt, so they have to pay the rate. They're going to see that they got all their discounts and everything anyway. That's all done
Right.
with. But what they have to do to keep it a little simpler, and I think everybody will understand this, like a Kroger. Every Kroger, they use a national average in the app.
Right.
So you might go, well, dude, it's in 462, and it might be 411, or it might be 476 and be 13 more. It's the national average. But the point is, it doesn't matter. It's you using it if you even want to. Most of my clients, like I said, go to King Soopers or Kroger or
Right.
Aldi or whatever you guys on the East Coast know and stuff. And like they go into there and they just make a basket like they're going to buy it through there, and then they just send
Right.
me a picture of it. Like that is good enough for me. I'm happy.
Right.
But yeah, this is where I can add a butcher shop. Now, the menu won't come up there. So I can either go over to the butcher shop or get online or whatever, and I can put a link to it. Or,
Right.
I mean, until I do that, that's because let's say that, I don't know, for whatever reason you don't get around to that. If the person who requested it from you, because most likely that's how it came about. Hey, can you go to this place? And because they haven't, and
Yeah.
usually it's because they can't find it somewhere else. And it's on none of the apps. I don't get it. That's a great way to get a customer because you're like, yeah, I can go anywhere. You just add it in.
Right. I like it because I wouldn't have to ever go to a freaking Taco Bell and sit around wait 20 minutes for a damn order.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That's great.
And
It
so,
gives you a way to be able to select what stores you want to shop from. That's awesome.
so here we go with this. Hey, Bud Soda, bye, Bud Soda. What's up, dude? I just saw you had to bounce. So I was trying to keep it a little high, but so I had to crossed off this is my web presence. This isn't on an app. This is me on dumpling.us/what I am. So I'm just trying to, but let's get into the words there, because this is pretty just easy to understand. Like, so at the top there, this, if you search the zip codes, that thing we'll get to, or you search Denver and you find me, you're going to see this. So always pay in-store prices, no hidden markups. Remember, I can shop anywhere that you shop, even multiple stores. Have a question, message me, and then I put down there a little bit about me, and I can do any services now too that I want. So here's this is where you go into the app and you title you're going to have a title on your website. This is going to be your URL at the top. You're going to have a description. You're going to upload an image. And then you get to choose these two things. So engage and find new clients. That means that you're going to be that means you want to be found. Like I think I was pretty clear with you guys. You go out and get your own clients. But now here's the sprinkling on top. There is a thing called marketplace. You will get approached by some people. I just didn't want people thinking it's an app where you're going to get orders, but they do approach you. So this is where you want to check these, obviously. And then the zip code search. And that's important because you do have to do this. It's a pain. These aren't even all of them. Shawn will know. Like for Denver, I have like 4 times this many.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I had to pull up a map of Denver and put it on my computer full screen, and then take my Dumpling app and add each one. Like there's not a way to just touch areas or anything. You got to know them and then add them. So I've added all, or most, almost all of it. So, yeah, okay, we'll keep moving here. Wait.
Tycoon.
So, okay, here's how these work, guys. So you guys wanted to know about like multiple accounts, right? The Tycoon. That means 5 credit cards. Those people could be working for you. Dumpling's going to fund it, like we talked about. Dumpling's going to fund the credit card. They'll take your new client's card. They run a ghost charge on it, and of $20, and they from there they take it because this is what you're paying for. So up at the top, that used to be the $15 or $19 tier. I think it's $8 now. And what you get here is you get every $8 a month, but everything you need for a growing business, ideal for anyone completing 5 or more orders per month. It could even just be one. I mean, if you guys are about to hear this, so you can request 2 credit cards, meaning like a lot of times, like a Lou and Mary, who we had on, like, are they allowed to shop together? You're not only allowed, you guys can have 2 credit cards. So Mary could be at one store, Lou could be at the other, knock them out at the same time.
That's cool.
You pay. Now here's how it works. So Shawn, if you're the shopper, you're going to pay
Right.
2.7, and we'll get to the screens of earnings. You're going to pay 2.7% on the earnings you make. Not the
Okay.
total charge yet. On the earnings
Right.
you make. Plus 30 cents card processing. So, and then there will be 5% platform fee added to the grocery charges. This is where, and then an option comes up like this. So you get into a position where you can do, it has to be paid. But when I show you some here, you're going to see that I've had my clients pay it. But I can do this too, where it doesn't show that way to the client. And I've been a little back and forth on it. I actually initially had it on. When I turned it off, it also worked. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it threw people away because, and I'll get to it, because it's transparent. Because it's transparent, people are like, I don't care. It's weird. It's like, I don't care about the 5%, even though it can add up. If you spend, $500 worth of groceries, it's going to be, but they don't mind when it's a line charge they can read and understand.
Right.
So I've left it on. But just so you guys know, going back to this, like that's, just so you know, that's pretty damn good. Like I'm telling you, this is a platform already created that's going to front you money to do the jobs you need to do. Like I saw Torp was in here, and when I was, I mentioned fixing cars last time, right? Okay, well, somebody emailed me or left a comment in the comments of it and said, well, how would fixing a car work? Because we also talked about some gigs you might just Apple Pay the person or Zelle or Cash App or Venmo or whatever. If for some work, because it's not on there. And even I said Joel would be fine with that. But somebody was like, well, how would it help? How would this help in a car repair situation? I said, well, let me ask you this. If somebody needed an alternator or needed all their wheel bearings changed, do you have enough money to buy those wheel bearings?
Right.
Because you're going to walk into the store after you working on this car. You're going to walk into wherever you go get parts, and you're going to use the Dumpling card to buy it. Unless you have that money. I don't think you do, though. I think that's part of the issue. So,
right.
And also, like, I don't think it is an issue. I think the rates that I just showed are fair. Like, I don't think that's
absolutely considering that you go at, like, has been a big discussion with us, is how much they continue to take. These other apps are taking just from the vendor, and then they upcharge the price to begin with. 2.7 is nothing.
So here you go into each store that you set, and like you saw 9 of mine, but I have like 22 in there, some random things for people and stuff too. But so I went into King Soopers and Safeway. King Soopers is owned by Kroger, for those that don't know. But this is what I currently had set. Okay. Which is what I told you, 15% or at least a minimum of $20, right?
Yeah.
And I suggest a 10% gratuity. you can make it so that no gratuity option comes up, but I think it's okay to do that, or aid or whatever, even though you need much more, yes. But here's Safeway. Now I want to tell you guys this. I played with the Safeway one. I see same thing, 15%, $20, and 10% recommended. But I played with it and I said, okay, well, let's do. I actually this is where I turned on use suggested prices because it's new. I hadn't seen it till today when I was adding something. So I wanted to see, okay, well, what would you say? And it did this. It said $15, 15 minimum, and 8%.
Right.
Okay. I mean, that's a little less than I have, but I mean, I don't know. And then you know what? Then I decided, let's check the other thing too. Let's check the flat price. And so I can't even see it even with my glasses. Is that $11.90 or something?
It's $11.99. Yeah.
So $11.99 for the shop, 8% gratuity suggested on a flat price. It depends on where you are, depends on your market. This might be the better option.
Right.
It's not for me. But I mean, again, with Dumpling, this is going to show to somebody that way. Like, well, okay, on the line items, your delivery driver made $11.99. And then it's going to say tip. So maybe, and some people's strategy might even be, you're going to get a bigger tip by doing this. I don't know.
Yeah, and that is tough because that flat price you could get really hurt really quickly as a driver. All of a sudden, if you're in a big market, like
I was gonna say,
your
like,
markets and my market, I've
if
got
you live
more
in Lincoln,
geographic
Nebraska,
area than
I'm
you
gonna
do.
pick on them forever.
Yeah, you're gold.
You
Right,
probably
but
you might want to
Denver-
go with that even. That might
Right.
be the better route.
But when I have 146 square
Yeah,
miles
no
just
way,
in
yeah.
Colorado Springs, and then we've got all the outliers like Falcon and Peyton, and then we can just go out to Ellicott and all that other crap, I'd lose my lunch really quickly with that model. But you're right, Steve. The smaller markets like Lincoln's great example, be great option.
Yeah. So
Bubba Sue has a question that kind of falls into what we're looking at about she's asking, can you change your rates at any time?
Yep. And in fact, so this is where you need to be careful. You could go, because I just realized that I did this right now. And we just looked at it. The auto parts one, remember where I said flat price and suggest 8%? That's
Yes.
out of all my 22 that I have listed, that's the only one that suggests an 8% tip. All my others suggest 10. Wouldn't that look weird?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or
And
if not
frankly,
weird, it would at least look unprofessional. Like, why is it, he must have just missed making that one the same amount. But nonetheless, it doesn't look good. Like, you need to pick something and stick with it.
right. Right.
And so therefore you would
story,
need to
stick
go
to it.
into every store though. When you do a
That's-
change, you need to go into every store. I mean, most people have 7 or 8, 9. So maybe it's not that long, but you need to go in there and make them all the same. I think
That's
that's
good to
my
know.
advice.
No,
I mean,
right.
you can do it however
Unless
you
have,
want, you know?
I mean, I suppose if you had like Lumber Depot where you were going to be hauling, bags of concrete around or something regularly or something, you'd want to maybe modify it based on that condition. But yeah, all these other services that are similar, I would concur with you.
I mean, I think like, there's a couple brewing places for beer brewers all over Colorado actually, but there's one way up north, almost to Longmont. And I did have a customer once who got something from there on Dumpling. And that might be one of those times where that would be handy, where I'm like, the tip on this one is 30%, dude, because that's a haul.
Left Hand Brewing's the only one I would consider, but you can get that at any liquor store.
So I'm going to show you guys a triple here. This is one day. Somebody needed me to go to King Soopers, Target, and PetSmart. Now, you can see on the Target, it says 8 units. It was actually probably about 20 or 23, but they had sent it in 2 parts. And I just punched it through as it's one of those things I don't need to really explain that if you
Wait,
guys get on Dumpling.
You
you'll
only
see
earned
it.
$100, Steve. So
But check this
I'm
out.
not
This
sure
is
why you're
the,
not.
this is this is the
That's
same
awesome.
this is the same client. This is the same client needing me to do 3 stops one day. So we go through them. So let's go to we'll go to Target first. This is in the other two you'll see it all in one, but this is the invoice as it appears to your customer. Okay, so she's paying $40.49 for me to shop and deliver it to her. She's paying $202 or $202.45 worth of of Target items. Gratuity $50. Platform fee, that's the 5%. See, now if I had clicked that I want to eat that wouldn't show there, and I would have that 10-12 added on my end. So, but additional gratuity. Now she did this mainly because she did it on this one and didn't do it on the other two as much or whatever. So she kind of put the main money into this one. It felt like, I mean, it came out to be a great day. But so here's what she paid $323.06 for $202.45 worth of Target. But again, there was 3 shops, and I think she was spreading that. So, and I'll make more sense of that here in a second. But here's my earnings. So, $40.49, the gratuity, the extra gratuity, and then the processing fee, which is what was it? 2.6? Is that what it was?
2.7 plus 30 cents.
Yeah. So, I mean, $98 for that one. Now here's the other two in just one though. So here's the King Supers where she needed $16.25 worth. I guess, she still paid me the 20 and then 20 down there. So I made $19.85 on that one. And as you can see on that, the gratuity 10%. She just went with the default, obviously, because she tipped me so heavy on that first one.
But she's been tipping the hell out of you on that other order.
Okay, so now PetSmart, right? So because it's under $100 or because it's under the 15% threshold, $20. These are each stop. Again, minimal tip. No care though, because if we're looking at the whole picture is this. I spent under 3 hours. Or everything from leaving for the first store to getting it fully delivered to her to make this. Probably even closer to 2.5. And I'm not saying it's banging, but again, I mean,
you made just under $140 in under 3 hours.
Well, here's
about 137, whatever.
Here is a banger one though, right? So, and then I have a last comparison, but this is a banger. This person needed something done.
I thought the other one was.
No, this is a banger. Check this out. This person needed this done so last minute. She's a regular client of mine. I was actually going up to the mountains. This is a while ago. And she was like, is there any way you can do it before you go? And barely, but so she goes pretty huge here. 46, 25. See, the gratuity is always good. The shopping is always good. And I almost always get an extra additional, but it's not always that big.
Right.
So she spent 308.46. I made 106.16. I thought it was the other banger I had, but that one's good too. But I want you guys to see, this is the one I was kind of telling you about. So, okay, I'm going to show you this one, and this is the last one. This one is the client of mine who has used Instacart, and she ordered the same items. This is the order. I was able to get to it. This is it.
Yeah.
It was $3 more. I even found our interaction in chat. This one, it was $3 more on Instacart. I want you to see what she paid, how much I made, and remember that the same exact items were $3 more on Instacart. So subtotal 131.41. Now remember, she's getting in-store pricing, BOGOs. She's getting gas points. I don't know if your state does it or not. Our state, Shawn and I do. We do. So If you are going to Safeway or King Supers, you definitely, if you have a car, you want me to enter your information. I have 2 clients that don't have a car, so I asked, I enter my own. So,
Right.
but they're cool with it. But I mean, like, but I'm entering their stuff. A number has to be entered. So
See,
you're getting
and
in-store
that's
receipt. Look at,
and that's more of a courtesy that you're doing to step up your game for the customers, for customer service, Steve. And it really costs you nothing, but to them that adds that transparency and your ethical standards that you have. Say, you know what, I'm going to give you your gas points. You don't even have to go there.
So look at this. She got $131.41 worth of in-store priced groceries. I made $59.05. 20 for the platform, 20%, 26, 28, and then an additional 20. Processing fee I got, like, she paid $204.26 for these groceries. It was just under 208 on Instacart for the exact same order. And here's my thing. What do you think the Instacart, I mean, I don't know, but what do you think the Instacart driver made? My guess is $7 and maybe a $4 tip, $3 at best here.
I was to be a little more generous and say $9 because nobody wanted the order because it had so much shopping, and so they finally bumped it up a little bit. But so I have a question for you, because so many of these, all of these that you showed, and it seems like that might be kind of a business norm, is that you get an additional gratuity, which I think that's appropriate. And somehow if we could shift that in the industry to say, look, I want you to do my order. I appreciate you doing this. So here's my base gratuity. And if you do a great job for me, here's the gratuity you earned for doing a great job for me. How do you do that with your customers? And, and how does that happen? Does the customer get prompted afterwards?
One more time. I'm sorry. Like the whole, basically I have once they put in are you saying once they've,
so
I lost you there. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So you have so many extra gratuities that are coming in on these, all of them that you showed us, but it probably doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, it happens almost every time.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, I usually have my shop, my gratuity, and extra.
See, and I think that's how this business should be, is, that you get your base for doing your base job. But then if you actually do a damn good job, I'm going to give you a true gratuity for it. So does the system prompt afterwards? Do you want to give a gratuity? How does that, how are you so successful with that?
So on the customer side, so it pops up to them and it says, how did Steve do today? The first time it says, how was your first experience with Steve? So I've seen all these. I know how it looks from their end. Like, how was your first experience with Steve? Like, if you have any issues, I'm sure he'd love to hear them. It really words it really, really cleanly, because they communicate with me through the app. So even if they do have an issue, it's not saying like rank him. And even though you guys did see there is a ranking system, but it's not like rank him for us. It's like, give him some feedback if there was any issue or things he could do better. And it's really nice. You can even kind of tailor that, but if you're a regular customer, or it's a second or third or even more shop or whatever, and it'll just kind of come up as like it's like 5 minutes after I close it, and I take a picture of the receipt and everything and all of that it comes to their phone and goes, your transaction is complete with Steve, and it shows it on their phone. And it says, does this all look right? And it does it in a way where it's totally like, if you got, basically what you were saying, if you got good service, it's like being at the bar with your buddies. It's like, you know what? Let me see that again. Here's another 20. Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Right.
So there's something to be said about how the way they do that. And it's also it's the transparent part saying, here's what you paid. Here's the receipt. Here's this.
Here's the receipt. I think that's a golden moment with it, because people are now knowing what's going on with DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats, all that crap.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to get it if you're giving shit service. I mean, let's just face it, guys. So, this is really a platform where you got to step up and you have to invest as a business owner to make this successful, is what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah. And prepped vacations, guys, I'll just leave it at that, since we got two more things that I want to get through. But I think that if any of you have questions, Shawn's going to walk us through the start of the next story, and he's going to kind of lead on that one. I might play, if you guys put in any dumpling questions, I'll respond to them. So, while I'm getting ready, because we got this, and then we got one other story, but this is strange. It's strange that it's happening in Colorado, and Shawn and I are not immune to the fact that, we've talked to you guys about the legislation, and I have especially, but we have the transparency, but we didn't want the dash cam. So we've had a lot of it thrown at us. Like, unlike a lot of these states where a lot of you guys are about to face your first or second reality with it, we've had a lot of dumb ideas brought up and some good ones. And some,
right.
But Shawn's going to walk you through the most recent one, which is just, it won't work. But I hate to even say that before he starts, but this is where we're at.
No, you're not injecting any opinion that I don't already have, Steve. So
yeah, I know. And that's why I said you and I talked before. So
yeah. And for those of you that weren't on my live stream or haven't listened to my podcast from last week, on Tuesday, that day they dropped two new bills, and we're specifically going to talk about one of them. The other one's actually really important too, but right now we're going to talk about House Bill 26-1273 for Colorado. And what they're wanting to do is set a maximum take rate for the state of Colorado, not for the state of Colorado, excuse me, for the platforms for Uber and Lyft, Drivers Co-op, any of them that are operating in as a only rideshare, this only impacts rideshare, to 20%. So that means their drivers get 80%. We're like, oh, hallelujah, whole hell. We finally are getting the pay that we're deserved. Okay, but we're already getting anywhere from 40 on to 60%. We'll just agree that's kind of a range that we're at. If we can't make a living as individual business owners at that 40 to 60%, how the hell do we expect these multi-billion-dollar companies with all this freaking overhead, right, wrong, or indifferent, to be able to survive on 20%, guys? It's going to get passed off to the consumers. The consumers are going to get screwed. And because they're not saying they're going to pull out. They're just going to say, yeah, your prices are going to double because we're going to have to do that. And then they'll probably additionally throw on subscription. I think they're going to add subscriptions to that, make the drivers deal with a little bit of that pain too. So this isn't as beautiful as it sounds, guys. Do I think there needs to be improvement on driver pay? Absolutely. So this is the bill that was introduced. It did go to the House Business Affairs and Labor Committee yesterday. Yeah. They had their hearing on it. It narrowly passed with a 7-6 vote on it. They did make some amendments that did clear up some language that I was concerned with, because they were a little vague on defining what the fees were. And so, but right now, this thing's cruising on. It's going to the Appropriations Committee. And for those who don't understand that, the Appropriations Committee, anything that could potentially cost the state of Colorado labor to be able to do this. So I don't think it's going to have a problem passing from that. And then it'll go back to the House for a vote with the minor changes.
Slow it down, though. I mean, like, dude, let's go back to the dash cam thing, which you and I knew was a dumbass idea too.
Yep.
All it took was Uber going, we're gone later. We're going to leave.
Yeah.
And it went away. So this is what's going to happen here too, because dude, the state isn't so stupid. Like, I know we had some very stupid people vote the wrong way on this thing and push it a little bit, but it's not like it's a like done deal and it's going to happen, because here, once they learn from somebody that all of the, and there's nothing you can do about this. I was talking to Shawn yesterday about this. There's nothing you can do about this, because you're saying what they can take of the pay of the final pay, and what they've been known to do in scenarios where they've been threatened with this is they take out the fees, the taxes, the airport, this, that, the other, and then they call that remainder the total. They take 20% of that and give you 80, which ends up being about 50 or 40% of the whole thing.
And that's where it's at now.
Right.
So look, big picture. Now the state of Colorado is going to be dictating how much any business can make. They're opening the gate for that.
Well, I think I'm just gonna. I honestly think, and we've already shown it a bit. We don't care. Look, Denver doesn't. I hate to say this. I'm not getting totally political, but our mayor doesn't care about our people. That's a fact. I mean, that's a fact on both sides of the aisle. You guys
Nor the
should know
governor.
this. Right? But I mean, like, really, I know he's been in the limelight for so long. It's really especially me living in Denver. It's very much focused. Like, I'll give you guys a perfect example. He passed LGBTQ 13, meaning that kids at 13 and up can have physical assistance to be removed from their parents to have a sex change. Okay, he had a town meeting, or they did one of their meetings on you know what these flocks are? Have you heard of these flock surveillance?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So he wanted flock surveillance. He had a 13-person vote. He had all 13 said, hell no, we're not doing it. The next day he signed it in. We did it anyway. He took a vote, had no people vote for it, and he still said, screw it, we're doing it. We are dealing with something very different. And I bring that up because Waymo is here. And the way that I feel like they're treating it's like, I feel like they're going, well, we got the Waymos now. You guys we don't even care. Those don't work, guys. You're still lost in that loop. Waymo's still selling you a bag of crap because you guys are here in Colorado anywhere so stupid that you don't even understand what the hell's going on. I've dealt with these people before. I mean, they're not. They're just for the high tech brand image that Denver is. They sure don't pay as much attention to that as they do like healthcare and stuff, which there's a lot of healthcare out here in Colorado too. But
right.
I mean, like they really don't. And I get it. There's only so much you can intake in a, before you have meetings on the floor and stuff, but these are very serious. And that's what we had to bring about to them before. It's what'll have to happen again.
Yeah.
I really don't know what to say, man. Like, I think that they are like, let them threaten us this time. We'll just say Waymo's here. Well, you know what, dude? Waymo can't do a damn thing for you. And if it's what you can do when it snows, I already watched. They can't get out in the snow. They can't. We know this, but you have to keep the drivers, and they are going to threaten to leave. Uber and Lyft will threaten to leave.
No,
it's the next move. Watch.
Maybe, but I mean, Uber came out that day with a statement and sent an email out to everybody saying your prices are going to double.
Yeah,
they're different scare tactics this time, but I think they would do it if they'll do it.
Maybe, but also I don't think they just look. I mean, I guess I see it this way. We got some transparency language down that's good. It needs additional stuff, and we should have stayed on track with that. But then some dumb idiot, and I'm sorry I know that she was assaulted by an Uber driver, so I'm not minimalizing that. But as I told Shawn off air probably a week ago or so when we were talking about this, I don't think she should have brought that. She's a house member as well here in Colorado, and I think because that thing wasn't even fast tracked; it was beyond fast tracked. It's like she brought it into the room and it was like almost law. And that's what that whole fight came out of. That was what some of my podcast was used for on the Senate floor, because Uber was like, no way. And this is one of those times I was with Uber. I was like, dude, no way.
I was too.
Come on, man. And like she was like, because of this, what she was saying was because of the sexual assault. If you guys don't know this case, we need Uber to give every driver a dash cam. Shawn preaches it. I tell you guys whenever I think of it that you need a dash cam, but they wanted an Uber dash cam. They want Uber to maintain the data for a certain amount of years. If it's needed in archive, are you guys already seeing them going, I can't find the data, I don't know where it is, oh, it got corrupted, or
Right.
like, I wouldn't want that to be the responsible factor. But also, it was going to mean Big Brother in my car every time the damn car was on, which I
Well,
also
and
didn't
that's the
like.
problem.
And it was a whole thing. Like, anyway,
But-
everything about it was wrong. Shawn felt the same way.
Well,
She brought
and
it
I
about
and
because she was assaulted, but Uber and Lyft said, we'll leave. And that is what ended it in the end. We'll
well,
leave.
yeah, and the thing is, and I said in another video, and it was one of my most popular videos that I posted. I said these legislators keep making decisions, and they don't have a damn clue about this business, and they won't reach out and talk to the people that actually matter. And in fact, Jennifer Wilford, it came back to me fourth hand. Steve, you know the full story about it, but it came back to me fourth hand. She got my email and she responded through other people about the concerns that I was not supportive of that bill, but didn't even have the courtesy to contact me directly. Went through some other people, so it came through the grapevine, and then it got distorted from there, which is a whole. I'm never going to probably tell. I might tell a story someday, but it's not important right now.
You
It's
don't
the
need to
fact
tell
is that
that.
she won't even step up. Right, she won't even step up and have a conversation with somebody who's an expert. I've done over 10,000 rides. I have safety and security and every piece that could make these bills useful to drivers, but she just wants for popularity or whatever the hell it is.
Yep. I don't know. I know this. Uber right now is thinking like, I know this. They're thinking, yeah, even though it appears like it's going to go that way, get us double up on our lobbyists. We're going to break this thing. But if they can't break it,
Right.
they'll leave. That is the threat.
Yeah.
It's always the threat, and they will. We're at a different
they
point
will.
now. Like, they will
Yeah.
leave. They don't care anymore. If they have to leave a state or two,
Right.
they'll leave a state or two. I mean, they do care, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna screw, because this is again the legislation year. That's why I kept telling you guys, good or bad or whatever. Yeah, it might be so bad that the company says, I'm leaving. They are going to leave
Correct.
then.
So drivers, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Think about what the impact of this bill is going to be to your livelihood. That's all
Yeah.
I got to say.
All right. I do have this story I wanted to tell real quick, or that I wanted to go through, because it's a big deal. But I really quickly, I want to see if we can make enough time for this. I had something really messed up happen to me today, man. And again, I'm gonna plug it, because you know what? I have two dash cams. I have one on my rear view, that's always off, that I can push a button and the people can see that it's on in the middle of it. It's like a clamp on. But then I also have display ride. If you guys know, display ride can be sent to my phone immediately. Well, I'm driving down. I'll give a little context to Shawn at least, and Derek if he's in here. But the rest of you just know that it's like I was on like Quebec up in Commerce City. So like 3 lanes on each side with a medium, and it's, what would you call that part of Quebec, Shawn? It's not like a even like a state highway, but it's close. It's like, I don't know how to describe one of those roads, because there's not a lot of lights. There's like you're making a lot of
Right.
distance between lights, and it's almost like a highway, like a state highway, but it's not. But regardless, people speed through there. All kinds of weird shit happens. I happened to be kind of coming around this bend, and it was it had to be up around like 80th or something, past Dick's. And so there's a car in front of me. It's 3 lanes going southbound. There's a SUV in front of me, or a Jeep Cherokee. And I'm going like I'm right behind him, and there's really no other cars coming. And I see this guy hit his brakes, so I hit my brakes, and I see this dog come out on the passenger side of the Jeep. And as soon as the dog got clipped right at the end, it almost made it past, and it spun around like 3 times with its hip and like was down. And dude, the guy gunned it and took off. So I hit send to my phone, and then I see the dog, and the dog's like trying to get up, and he's like in the
Right.
second. He's in the second lane. He's got to go like one lane and some change to get into the neighborhood side. So I literally took. I don't even know what this was. Just instinctive, but I saw a semi coming. This is how stupid I am. I took my car and I blocked all 3 lanes. I hit my hazards on it, went like this. And the truck had to it wasn't like smoke, but the truck had to like brake and like it was serious for a second. I'm like, the dog's like scared of me. He's running off to the middle part. And then I called 911. I see the dog get to that medium that goes over and then into the neighborhood. And he didn't even try and like get back up. He tried a couple times in the road to get that far, but he even try and get back up. He just got onto that area and just kind of fell on his side. He was like down and just crying. My windows were down. You could hear it. And I just jumped up on the curb there with my car, because it's an easy curb. And I got out of the road so that things could get back to normal. And I called 911. I gave them the license plate number, and I was able to forward, because it comes to my phone, the text from Display Ride of the video.
Right.
And so the police had it. They sent one cop out there, and they said, how's the dog? And then I won't get into the details, but it was one of the, if you've ever had one of those situations, guys, like the dog was pretty messed up. Like it was hard to deal with it. But I stayed, and but before the cop got there, I was able to get to him and touch him. I saw he had a collar on, and for those of you going, you dumbass, like that's just me, dude. I'm a dog guy, and I had to. Like he was growling a couple times. He was crying. I felt the vibe. I knew what was going on. And but damn it, dude. Like I was so glad I had that. Again, I wanted to tell the story just because it was so horrific, but I was so glad I had a Display Ride thing, because man, I was able to go boom. And I sent it to 911, and they're like, we have you on video hitting this dog and gunning it.
Right. So yeah, and that's
because I'm sitting there going. Like,
at
first I'm watching the dog. I'm like, get up, get to the middle, and I was going to chase down the guy.
Right.
Who needs the police? Texas justice. I was going to go after him, but
yeah,
the dog was so fucked up, dude. I was like, shit.
Yeah. Man, those are always tough things. I've had a similar situation, not quite that dramatic, happen. It was just an accident with a dog. It happened right in front of me, and those are always tough to deal with. It's I'm with you, man. I've had a lot of dogs. I've worked professionally with dogs, so those are tough things to deal with. People, that poor dog. He was just, he was. I don't know. I can't even describe it, man. I can feel the pain that you felt for the situation, and so, it's a tough one. But man, that's just another example of where a dash cam, where you didn't even think that it would be helpful for a situation, but it actually did come in helpful. So, and good for you, man, for doing the right thing. Did you do it the right way? I probably would have done the exact same damn thing, but we can say, no, you didn't do it right. You shouldn't have blocked 3 lanes of traffic with a semi coming, but I would have done the same thing.
But again, I'm not when I say that, that's why I said it wasn't like smoke breaks. Like it was far enough off. I mean, like if he sees me and he saw me right away, I'm like, dude, no, stop. And he just instantly was like,
you could have some dude that couldn't read a Dr. Seuss book that plowed into you though, too, so.
I don't know. But what do you do, man? You never know until you're in it. So, but then just to let you guys know, then the Commerce City police showed up. This was actually kind of funny. The cop was super cool, but he was at this point. It took me a while because it didn't take him that long, but it took me like a couple minutes to get my hand on the dog. And then by the time he was there, I had 2 on it, because it was really hurt. Its back hip was so fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
But so I had my 2 hands on it. And he's like, well, let's get it in the back of the car, and I'll get it right over to the vet. And I was like, okay. And he's like, how do you know it's not going to bite? I'm like, and I said, I was like, dude, my hands are on him.
Right.
And like, get your pussy ass over here, dude. Excuse the language, people, but like, what the hell, man? Get over here and help me, would you?
Right.
Protect and serve. Um, but yeah, it was an awful thing. And if you guys can imagine my whole next, I mean, even now, I don't want to talk about it, but like for hours, that was just in my head. Just
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about this before we leave because it is crazy. And we probably are going to have more talk to do about it. It just came. What is the date today? The 12th? Yeah, it's from yesterday. Or no, it's from
Yep.
the 8th. Sorry. But Uber is, after 10 years, raising delivery fees for restaurants. We already know all the games that they play, but you guys got to hear this. So some restaurants will soon have to pay more for delivery. These are the restaurants. The customers, like we were already talking about, they're getting ripped off. Huge. Like they can't even afford it anymore. The drivers can't afford to take the offers. But we were talking about the price, the food cost. This is what I'm about to talk about
Right.
is the platform fees, not the raise in the menu items that they do. Remember, that's on top of it too. So what I'm about to explain this isn't even covering the markup on items. So, okay. On Wednesday, meaning yesterday, the third-party delivery provider will raise rates in 2 of its 3 pricing tiers by 5%. The changes will apply to certain small and mid-sized restaurants based on their existing plans. So the restaurant's light tier now will raise to 20% from 15 for a restaurant. Now that remember, they also raise every item on the menu. So this is just to be on their platform. And the light tier, by the way, the light tier only can be search found. It never shows up if you're just browsing. You have to search it to find it.
I mean,
think you're
look,
you're
the GigWise mobility report said that, delivery driver tips were down last year. All it's going to do is just continue to push them, further and further down. And I believe that in most cases, people really do want to tip. We do have a lot of people that need these delivery services. They're not using them for a luxury, and that's a bad thing about it, man. You have people that are elderly people that can't get out of the house, they're homebound, and they rely on these services, and then these continue, and you get this poor old lady that, she's like scratching to find you a couple bucks to give you a cash tip at it. And
Well,
they're the
we
ones
know
that
we know
are
the customers, we
continuing
know
to
the
suffer.
drivers.
Yeah.
That part's horrible. But listen to this. So for restaurants
greed.
that negotiated a custom fee. Now this is where it gets really weird. So like a custom fee means that you have enough locations that you have a deal going with them. And
Right.
these contracts now are being altered in real time to add 3%. And they just sent it out to them. It's being raised 3% from our contract. Another notable change, restaurants in the plus tier will now have to pay an additional 5% for orders from Uber One members. What the fuck is this? I mean, like, dude, Uber One's supposed to be basically now you're paying 100 times. Like if somebody uses an Uber One card 10 times in a month, you had 10 restaurants pay for his subscription on top of all your other fees.
Yeah.
So basically, anybody with Uber
benefit.
One, they're gonna get charged. So that means restaurants enrolled in Plus will effectively be paying a premium rate on many orders. So as before, higher tiers come in with more benefits in restaurants. In Light, restaurants get the bare minimum of exposure on the Uber Eats app. They will show up only if a customer searches for their exact name. Plus and Premier come with higher visibility, access to Uber One members, and other perks. So fees help Uber Eats cover the cost of operating its marketplace, including courier wages, marketing, discounts, payments, and insurance. First of all, we're talking about Uber Eats, and don't bring up insurance because everybody knows that your insurance is, I didn't say this, but your insurance has you on, don't worry about delivery. You know, if you're doing rideshare, you need to worry about the insurance you have. You should look into it. But with delivery, and you're never, if you do make the claim, you just might as well say whatever happened. Like, it's not going to be about the delivery. But they're saying insurance. I think that they're using that from rideshare, really, because their real cost of insurance is from rideshare. It's not like they're dumping money on insurance for Uber Eats drivers. They're not.
Right.
So again, just miswording, but yeah. So it's also raising the bar for restaurants who want access to those valuable Uber One members who make up 60 to 70% of Uber Eats bookings. I was shocked by that. Because if you guys remember, and I used it semi recently, but if you guys remember, Uber's been sued a bunch of times about not letting people get out of this damn thing.
Right.
I've been in the app and like drip pricing. We've talked about it. Every damn page that loads in, it's like it says yes to continue. And then it says like no, fade it out a little bit. You always need to click the no, or maybe it is the yes on one. It's like a pattern.
Right.
And if you don't get it right, you just signed up for Uber One.
Right.
And they do it like 4 times. And the lawsuit stated they needed to stop doing that. When that lawsuit happened and they lost it in other states, I'm not shitting you. It became bigger in this state. They made it bigger.
Well, and same topic, but Uber and Lyft are now sitting there in front of Senate hearings answering about why are you giving different prices to different people based on certain conditions, and they're now demanding to see the AI. So it's going to happen with the food delivery. Uber Eats is going to get hit next. DoorDash will get hit next. So this whole thing is starting to crumble, and we've got to be really careful because everything's really fragile right now, and we could have a whole lot of displaced workers just with one of these companies crumbling from all the dishonesty that they've been up to for so many years.
Well, and I had Torp on the podcast this week, this, and a lot of, I mean, like,
great
so
show,
we got into DoorDash, but this is an Uber Eats thing. This is messed up, guys. Like, we always like Shawn was talking about the customer. Yeah, we can talk about the customer all day. We can talk about the driver all day. We have talked about that a lot, but it's been kind of, I mean, end of last year, we've always had it in our eye, but they weren't getting screwed as bad. The restaurant partners. Now in some cities and places, they're at the point of I can't use. It's not about like I still need to use it. They're literally making decisions. I don't think we can have Uber Eats anymore or DoorDash. They just can't. Look at what Boulder's doing. And yes, I mean, we're just kind of waiting to see. That obviously takes a minute to play that stuff out. But I mean, like, look at this. Like, dude, they already last year's raise was on menu item prices. They really hurt a lot of businesses by saying we need to increase the amount of percentage on the big items. And that was the other distorting thing that they did. I remember a study last year that said, like, take any single restaurant and you take their most popular 3 items. Those are the big ones they hike. The other ones, they only hike like half as much. So it's like they're not even using a straight percentage there. They don't use it on anything. Everything's dynamic.
Right.
It's like spinning a wheel and whatever it says, that's what it is.
And they hype them even on the app. So, recommended for you, like on Uber Eats and stuff, is, trying to get you to, here, come pay the most for the most popular item.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all this is going on. There's more that I could talk about this with, but we'll save it for next week. And we'll definitely have some Waymo next week too, because this to me, again, I keep beating that horse about, like, we've talked about the driver, we've talked about the customer, and we've even been talking about this, but this is like all the businesses and restaurants were struggling all this year to begin with these apps, and they're starting to have issues with them before this. And this is a nationwide, this isn't a beta. This is a nationwide thing that hit the platform yesterday. It is now active. You won't see it. Well, you might see reduced pay, but you won't see it in the front ground. It's now like our kind of anger as drivers is now being felt by the managers and owners of restaurants, like which they already were getting to, but now they're in the red. They've had it. And by the way, guys, this is an Uber story, but don't think this shit doesn't apply to DoorDash too. Like all of these
Right.
guys are just they can't there's no more scrambling left to do to make fake profits.
Yep.
They either have to do something real or else just call it what it is, because it's having a lot of problems.
Yep.
So get on other apps. I don't know. Check out Shawn's channel. CO Ride Guy. So COR capital
IDE.
IDE lowercase capital G lowercase EY. No, it's in the show notes too, guys. But check them out.
It's right there for those of you that are in the live stream. CO
yeah,
Ride Guy. That's Colorado Rideshare Guy. I gave you a tongue twister. I didn't know that name.
I'm
was so
telling
hard,
you,
but-
man. I feel like I was hit by the car today.
Yeah.
I've felt scrambled ever since that. That really messed me up, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, man. I'm with you. It's like I've really kind of at a loss for words because I've been through.
No, I
similar
mean it's the
stuff
whole
and-
thing too. Like again, like the fact that
Yeah.
he hit him and he knew like he kind of. I mean, he must have
Right.
seen him. That's why he hit the brakes. But the dog almost made it. But then he kind of the way he hit him was really hard. I was like,
Yeah.
at least get out. Like I was thinking, get out of the car.
Right.
And then he just gunned. I mean, he gunned it too. He's like,
Right.
like I'm like, you fucking dick. Like send recording to phone.
Right.
So that's why I had it so quick too, guys, by the way, because it's cloud recorded. But yeah, Shawn and I'll be back with you next week. Shawn will be with you on Tuesday. I'll be with you on Monday. And until then, we'll find some stories and we'll continue on some other things. I hope the dumpling stuff was useful. You guys email me if you have any questions, steve@ridesharerodeo.com. It's right there. And I'm happy to answer them. I think dumpling is something you guys should be looking into, especially you shoppers or people who do a lot of Spark and this and that, who could be picking off some clients. Now's the time, man. Get on it, guys. Look
Yes,
at you.
it is.
I think I shared a lot tonight. I was telling Shawn it took a long time because I had to take out my numbers and ID cues and like I had to be very careful about
Yeah.
the cropping of all these. But I think I was able to show you guys how real earnings should look, because those of you that do Instacart know that a lot of those orders would have been $11 with tip.
Right.
So with that said, guys, we're out of here and have a great week. Be safe, earn smart, be good to each other, and we'll see you back here next Thursday.
Right, y'all.